Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet. Welcome, guys. First podcast of 2026. And what I want to talk to you guys today about is football. Football. You know, I grew up in Illinois. I grew up a Bears fan, okay? And one thing that I truly remember growing up in the 80s was that the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, just the Bears fans from all over the country, you felt connected with the team, okay? I grew up with a little 8-track of record of the Super Bowl Shuffle. So I have to tell you, I look back on that and what's the word for it? I just truly embrace Chicago sports, okay? After college, then I went to college in Wisconsin, and what I found was when I was in Wisconsin is that the Packer fans they just had like some deep love for their teams, some deep love. Even in at that time, the Packers totally sucked, but they still had deep love for their team. And then as the Bears, over the years, they kind of were they went through a lot of changes, just like any sports team. And the city of Chicago, it's just like any other major place in sports, is that they really love to come down on their team, and it's like this all over the place. And what I seen was the Packers fans did the same thing, but everybody comes together on Sunday and roots for their team. I remember driving through the city of Chicago after my college years, and I worked heading down to watch Michael Jordan play at the United Center on the train. And I remember seeing billboards because at that time the Bears were really going through a hard time. But the city came together with the Blackhawks. They came together with the Bears, and there was just something about it. Okay, so over the years, what I've seen was, especially in Chicago sports, was the city and the Bears fans were disconnected from the team, okay? Meaning that you didn't have that feel of the 80s and of the fridge and have that feeling. But Packer fans just maintained it. They maintained it. They gave their team a lot of love. They stuck with them. And that team takes that energy from those fans. So let's flash forward to what happened last night. You got Caleb. And I have to tell you, ever since, I followed him in his college career, and that guy received a lot of hate. And yeah, he was going through some tough stuff, so he was very good. He just wasn't, in my opinion, getting the right mentorship, the right coaching. But there was something about this kid, and he's not a kid anymore. He's a grown man. And I follow the Sanders kid the same way, and I'm like, let's see. So when the Bears drafted him, I was like, what the hell? But then I took a step back, and I was like, whoa, they see something in this kid, and they're investing in him. Now they went through some coaching changes, and the Bears fans were like, what the hell did we do? Why did we make this, our top pick? But then I started really digging in, and a lot of Bears fans did, looking at what was happening. And they had a coach at that time, and he was good. He was a good coach, but he just didn't have what's the word for it? You need to have a good mojo, okay? And you need to have the city behind you, and you need to have that energy, okay? So in comes Ben Johnson. He had a fire that Chicago fans can relate to. He had it. And then the fans just instantly took to this guy, including myself. And then there was the growing pains with Caleb. But then I started seeing some shifts. You started seeing this guy embracing fans. You started seeing him going out into the city. Something that Chicago players hadn't done in many years, not since the 80s. And embracing that Walter Payton era, which made the city of Chicago so great. And it's a great city. Very proud to be from the state of Illinois. Chicago sports has seen a huge rebound, and like the including the Cubs this past season. And I grew up a Cardinals fan, but deep down, I got deep love for the Cubs. So my rivalries are just like it's really for me. It's about watching and seeing the rivalries and just getting excited to see what's happening. Now, I spent many years in Wisconsin, and I grew up with Packers fans, and I could see their love for their team. And at that time, I was like, man, it's not there with these Bears fans. So I could definitely see that difference. And there's a difference in energetics there was at that time during the Rodgers era, during the Favre era, and it's still there. The Packers fans truly get behind their team, and it's all that stuff. But what I seen happen last night was pure magic, and it was more than just like it was more than football. I saw somebody that believed in a player that had a bad, like something, it's just like all that negativity around him. But I seen that an organization believed in somebody. And I seen a coach that believed in a player. And I saw a player that like didn't want to get on board with a coach. And I seen it all mesh together. I seen the city of Chicago rally around a team and put their I seen energy on people I've never seen before, and not since honestly since the 80s. So not since that I saw something. It's like, and it just goes to show you guys and show myself that when you have like the right mentors and the right energy and support, that you can be the best. Like it brings out the best in you. And one thing about the whole like thing with fishing and sports is that sometimes your gift is your Achilles heel. Okay. And I see people trying to be something that they really are not. And what I looked at with Caleb was he just needed a good mentor, and he needed people that believed in him so he could bring out who he was as an individual. He needed to break free from his mom and his parents and all that crap that was happening. And he had to be around guys that really supported him, he's the smiles that the guy has. He's got this, like, he's the way that he feels pressure now versus what I've seen of him in the early, like his earlier in the career, and how far he's come is just badass. So just think about that for a little bit. Look at it all. I'm looking at it from, somebody that is like, I'm a Packers fan and I'm a Bears fan. I can honestly say that. I just like to watch the two teams go at it. And man, I don't even know what to even say. It's just, I look at it and I was like, I kind of look at that, and it's for the love of the sport. Truly, it's for the love of the sport. And man, and that's what it comes down to. It's not about anything else. It's truly for the love of the sport. And that's, I look at like that, like I look at fishing. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love teaching people. Absolutely love providing people that truly want to be better information. So, and I also look at Dion's kid, the hate that kid went through. Oh, daddy this, daddy that. Oh my God, he's so arrogant. But deep down, that kid had a glimmer in his eye, and you could see it. If you truly could get rid of the hate and drop the egos, you could truly see in that kid's face that he really liked to play football. And what happened to him through the draft and through the coaching system and the hate for his dad and the nepotism thing. Listen, that kid, what I seen at the end of the season, and I'm sure a lot of people did, is that he believed in himself, and he had something to prove that he is not a daddy's boy, and he is a good player, and that he could do it. He is extremely talented, and you watch what's going to happen. You're going to see Dion's kid next year and Caleb be just, honestly, these are, and it's like with anything else, you need new talent in anything. And new talent brings out the best in people. And it brings out emotions. It brings out, like a fan like me, the love for the game of football again. Because it was gone. I just didn't like it. It was just, ugh. But what I truly saw and witnessed last night was the way that football was back in the 80s. If you can get rid of all the other stuff around it, in early 90s, and watching the Packers play in Green Bay, sitting there in that energy, I felt it. And I haven't felt that way in like many, many years. So you're looking at fishing the same way. Love of it, the love of the game, the love of fishing. When Melinda and I came down to the Keys, Melinda struggled. And it's been a struggle for me too, is that we're always working, always. And that's, we're truly blessed, but we never really accepted that. And Melinda struggled, is that of living here in this beautiful place. And yeah, over the years, it's been quite challenging. We came down here, and it was truly for the love of fishing. That was it. The love of fishing. The love of fishing. That's it. That's it. The love of fishing. And Melinda struggled down here because it was out of her environment, and she never truly embraced where we lived. And she spent over 12 years on the road as a sales rep and was never home. So as we sit here today, we're very grateful. We're grateful for the folks that have supported us over the years, that truly support Good Karma Sport Fishing, that have truly come in and out of our lives, and just like for the love of the game. It's for the love of the game, man. That's it. That's it. There is no, I get up every morning and I look at fishing like I look at anything. I don't look at it any other way. I just truly love it. And yeah. So I'm just going to leave it at that today, guys. Going into the season, who knows where the Bears will go. I wish them the absolute best. I'm going to be watching them, supporting them. It's truly great to see what's happening in the city of Chicago as far as their sports teams go, and to see that energy back. And it's just it's truly, which just goes to show you that. And it's just like Miami football. I grew up in the 80s, man. I grew up watching Jimmy Johnson. I've had the pleasure of meeting Jimmy Johnson several times. And I look at that, and I look at how Jimmy Johnson built that U team, and who would have thought that that the University of Miami would be back and playing in the national championship. So it just goes to show you, it's the energy of the team, it's the energy of the fans, and then you draw on that, and you just do it for the love of the game. So, all right, go Miami, go Bears. Packers, you'll get them next year. You always do. You always come back. You come back better than ever. So that's what keeps the rivalries going. All good, you guys. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.